Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the third webinar from the challenge From Linear to Sustainable Circular Systems. We ask you please to watch the video for the challenge introductions. You will find the link in the box description and we will put it also in the YouTube chat. We suggest to open the video in a new tab, please, and leave this live stream open. And then we will go back at 10:10 to the questions and answers, okay?
Welcome to the third webinar of Re-FREAM project. Today, we will explain and clarify what technologies you will be able to work with if applying to the challenge Rethink Fashion from linear to sustainable circular systems. First, let's introduce the project. Our idea is to co-explore digitally enabled manufacturing systems with artists and designers and let them experiment with our technologies. That's why Re-FREAM is looking for artists and designers to co-create innovative fashion concepts together with researchers using novel production technology. As you may already know, CAL will be open until May the 30th, and you can apply for one of our 3 challenges. These challenges are related to 3 co-creation spaces, so the awarded artist will receive €55,000 funding for co-creating innovative art concepts with scientists within a 9-month period. You can choose to be disruptive in Berlin, engineered in Linz, or responsible in Valencia. In order to apply, you must be a self-employed or professional freelance, SME, or a startup, based in an EU member state or an associated country of the Horizon 2020. So, when you register yourself in the START platform to submit a proposal, you will select a hub, Linz, Berlin, or Valencia, which will be your main hub, even though you will have the possibility to collaborate with the partners from other hubs. If you get selected, you will sign a grant agreement with the hub, and our collaboration will start in October until the 30th of June 2020. In this time, we expect you to spend at least 30% of that period in the hub. So when choosing the challenge Rethink Fashion from linear to sustainable circular systems, your partners will be ITEX, Care Applications, and Profactor. Your hub will be based in the Valencian Mountains, in a city called Alcoi, located 100 kilometers south from Valencia. And our common goal will be to use technologies in order to improve the sustainability of the fashion, getting inspired by nature, working in cycles. Future fashion concepts should lead to a new textile system in line with the principles of circular economy, integrating people, technology, and the environment. Conventional textile processes are characterized by using chemical products and high amounts of water and energy. These processes are sometimes harmful for workers' health. For example, sandblasting technique causes breathing problems in workers. The use of potassium permanganate can cause corrosion and is highly toxic, and the impact in environment is characterized by huge amount of polluted waters. Sustainable technologies like the one offered in this hub are designed to reduce energy, water, chemicals, and time consumption. Moreover, not using water and chemical products leads to zero wastewater processes. All these will lead to a minimum environmental impact of our co-creation project. Now, we are going to open a question round until 10:20, where we will start explaining you the technologies offered by ITEX and Care Applications, And by 10:40, Profactor will show you the possibilities you will have when collaborating with them. So, any questions?
Good morning. We are going to open the round session for questions. Any question from your side?
Yes, Petra, you're right. We have to decide the hub that you're going to apply, but you can also make collaborations within the other hubs. The thing is that you have to define this in your budget and your work plan. So if you have an idea that has a combination of the technologies that are included in one or more hubs, you will have to define it in the proposals.
Then, if we receive any proposal that once we are going to evaluate them, we think it should be reallocated to any other hub, it will be done by us, and we will talk with you about this, okay?
I will read the question, so it's already in the YouTube record. Petra is asking now, referring to your concentration of cooperation with nature, you seem to be the main focus for our proposal. Thank you. So we will evaluate your proposals from our hub in Valencia. But as Miriam said, if you need to collaborate with another hub, you can do it. Now, Victor Carrasco is asking, in our case, we are not sure if our project falls under circular production or under 2D to 3D. What is the best way to determine it? So, as Miriam just said.
Yeah, I think you should focus your proposal on the technology. Think that in which technology do you have more experience? Your portfolio, your previous work on the project you have done. Then you can do it in any hub. It doesn't matter if it focuses more in one than in other. Then once we evaluate the proposal, we can see if we think it is not focused to the one you have focused it, we can change it and talk with you in order to see if you want to change or no and arrive to any agreement.
Mm-hmm. We are recommending the people to check the evaluation criteria we are going to follow to evaluate your proposals. In this way, you're able to know what are your strong points and your weaknesses. So try to define your proposal in a way that you look stronger. So decide with the hub you're going to choose in this way with the evaluation criteria. So what I was mentioning is that your question is similar to the one that Victor asked. So the answer will be the same. Like look in the evaluation criteria, look for your strong points, look, as Miriam said, which technology are you going to use mostly of the time, and then you will be able to decide in which hub you will apply for. Even though if we receive a proposal in one of the hubs and we think that it fits more in another hub, we will just pass to the other hub and you won't have any problem. The idea is that you have a defined and clear idea, a work plan, a budget, and a good video to attract us to be the awarded one. So Anna asked, how does it work with the 3 different hubs? Are the 20 artists going to be divided equally between the hubs? Yes, we have 2 calls, 10 people for every call. Next call will be launched on March 2020. So if you don't feel like applying for this one, or if you don't get awarded, you can try again. There will be 3 people in Berlin hub, 3 people in hub Valencia, and 4 people in hub Linz, probably this first call. And yeah, that's it. We will decide who is the 4th people going in the regarding the quality of the proposals. So maybe it's not 4th in Linz. We are not sure.
There is another question. The aim of the project is to collaborate with scientists. Could you say a bit more about this area? Do we select the scientists freely, or do you suggest possible collaborations? This depends mainly on the technology you are going to work on. In each hub, it will be different scientists that will be collaborating in developing your idea. So depending on the technology you want to use to develop your idea, different technologists and scientists will be there to work with you, okay?
You can check in the web of Re-FREAM the technologies we can offer. So you don't choose the scientist, but the technology. Now Victor is asking, do you think a project based or around 3D printing in textiles with recycled materials fit on the circular production hub? For sure, yeah. In fact, in this webinar, you will see that at 11, ProFactor is presenting the Polyjet Technology, which is about 3D printing. Please keep in mind that we are open to help you. You can go always to the help desk and ask us personally about your doubts in the proposal and application process. So we have 3 more minutes, and then we will invite you to play the next video, which is about laser technologies, ozone treatment, ECOFinish, micro-nebulization technologies. These technologies are hosted in iTex and CARE applications, which are both located in Alcoy.
In our co-creation space, you will be able to work with laser technology. In this video, you can see the possibilities the laser has and the performance of the equipment. This equipment uses a popular software and has a 1 meter long per 1.2 meter width capacity, so you can treat big pieces of fabric. You will see that many materials can be finished with this technology. Laser marking on fabrics and garments is based on the sublimation capacity of the dyes. This means from solid to gas, by the application of a high-intensity heat source. The laser has the ability to influence at the nanometric level of the first layers of a material. This means it is able to remove color and even material in controlled areas according to the designs selected. The use of laser technology provides savings in energy, water, chemical products, and also time on the garment finishing processes. In addition, laser marking can be combined with other technologies and finishing processes, such as ozone treatments and micro-nebulization technology that could be explained by care applications.
Care applications works to reduce the environmental impact generated by the garment industry through new methods and devices. The technology ECOFinish nebulization is a system able to obtain new effects on garments by applying chemical products or dye stuffs directly inside the front-loading open pocket washing machines. The system micronizes the water droplets and product until it achieves a misty effect, thus allowing its controlled diffusion on the material. It is only applied the quantity of water and products that the garments are able to absorb, Therefore, no waste are produced. It starts from a base in which the amount of water consumed is reduced compared to the traditional processes of dyeing and washing garments, as well as chemical and auxiliary products. There is also a reduction in working time and energy consumption. On PDF fabrics, we can apply dye stuffs to obtain different coloring effects, such as space dyes, flat and penetrated garment dyes, fade effects, enzymes wash, and natural dyes. Also, on garment dyed and denim garments, we can achieve different levels of bleaching and oxidation using ecological products. In addition to the special finishes, it can be nebulized functional finishes on garment, such as softening, several kinds of resins, or microcapsules.
Now we are going to continue with your questions for this session. So please, if you want to do any question or whatever, ask us into the chat. There is a question from Petra. What about cleaning the air and water? Which kind of systems do you integrate?
Well, we don't really clean the air. What we do is don't pollute even the water. What we do is change the conventional textile processes, which are pretty bad for the environment, to clean processes. So what we do is not to pollute. We are not trying to clean the air. It's a difficult thing to do. We want to be able to process garments and fabrics which are sustainable.
Hello, this is Carmina from Care Applications. For instance, regarding nebulization system, we apply only the quantity of water and products that the garments are able to absorb. Then there is no waste, so there is nothing to clean. Not all processes can be done by this system, but most of them, yes.
Is the sound good now? Thanks, Elena. Okay, Petra, and you're asking another question. Can we include cleaning systems for the resting pollution? As we said, there's no waste. We don't create any waste. For example, in laser technology that you will see in the video that there's some smoke, we have a ventilation system integrated in the equipment which collects all the smokes generated and most of this smoke are particles. So these particles are collected in a filter, and then we treat the filter. But in fact, we own this equipment for more than a year, and we haven't had to clean this filter. So we can assume a zero waste process for the laser technology, as once you have to do the maintenance, you're probably have done more than 2 years utilization of the equipment.
Regarding the question about washing with enzymes, we can apply also enzymes to the nebulization system. So again, no water discharge is in this process.
So you're asking about the kind of substances that are in the filter, and the answer is that most of it is particles of the dyes or the material we're working on. So if we are treating leather or wood, there are particles of this material which are organic materials, but when burning, they convert into inorganic. I'm not pretty sure 100% that all the materials will be inorganic, but I'm pretty sure from my environmental knowledge that this will be inorganic or inert, so it can be treated in a disposal. But as I said, if you collaborate in the Re-FREAM project, you won't have to consider these wastes in your process, as there's no need to treat these filter residues in more than 2 years. I don't know what you mean with compost, but no. No, because you compost organic wastes, and I'm saying that we are going to treat inorganic burnt wastes. Thanks for your interest, Petra. I hope you like the video. I think there's a lot of possibilities in this hub to achieve really good process or really good fashion lines with zero waste, with a responsible process. So I really encourage everybody to try to be more sustainable and choose to have responsible fabrics. Another question from Le Grand Tour. Do you think that laser technology is a good way to reuse all garments, different kinds of materials, cotton or polyester, etc., cutting or transforming them, or it is not ecologically affordable? I really think that there's huge possibilities of reuse materials. What we will have to check and to test together, if we collaborate, is the resistance of these garments, if these garments have been already used, and we treat them by laser. We have to check the power we are going to use and try to treat them more kindly, as we can regulate this power, this level of strength of the laser. We can be we will be able to treat them and not to damage them. And we have already tried cotton, polyester. We have tried many kinds of garments and compositions and blends. So we have a pretty big expertise already in many kinds of garments. So we will be able to treat anything you are thinking, mostly. Question: does texture of textile influence on laser cutting? Yeah, for sure. We have to try the different textures. This will be a research for us, and we have already tried different textures already, and we have tried on blankets, we have tried on velvets, we have tried on wood, on leather. So we have a bit of expertise in different textures. We have to modify the setup of the machine, but we can do it together. We can collaborate and co-create your ideas using our technology expertise. You're welcome. Feel free to ask us by the help desk. In fact, the help desk is answered by me and Miriam. So if you have questions about Hub Valencia, you will have the possibility to ask us and receive a really good answer. Even though you are asking about another hub, we can resend to our partners there. So yeah, we are open to help you. And even though there's not the the technology webinar now, we can also answer about the call management, as we are in charge of that. If you have questions now about how to apply or how the evaluation will be, you can also ask in this time frame. And then at 11, we will invite you to watch the video from Profactor and Stratasys, which is about Polyjet Technology. And then they will start answering at 11:05. But maybe if you don't have more questions, we can close this round and start watching the videos and see if Elena or Leo can confirm it that they can start before. Perfect. So please start watching the video and Elena and Leo will be with you. They said in 2 minutes, so I think we can start at 11:5, even though, or I don't know. So from our side, I take, oh, we have another question. Perfect.
The last question is a general question about the application process. Can we consult the idea at some point and ask which hub will work best for a particular project? Yes, you can send through the help desk your idea, and if we can help you in order to focus your idea in any of the 3 hubs, we can for sure help you.
Yeah. This morning we have already answered about these questions. There's many people that are doubting if they fit more in a hub or in another, and we have already given many tips. So re-listen the webinar, and you will find that we gave already so many tips. And I think for this time frame, we are gonna close the round. We thank you everybody for watching and ask. Don't hesitate to ask anything you need in the help desk. And watch please the video about Profactor. We will post now in the YouTube chat the link. And you will be able to talk now with Elena and Leo from Profactor. Thanks and goodbye.
Bye.
Welcome everyone to the last part of our webinar. We are Leo and Elena. We are scientists working at the company Profactor in Austria. In this part of the workshop, we are going to discuss the use of Polyjet Technology for rethinking fashion from linear to sustainable circular systems. I hope you all had time to watch the video. This video was about a short introduction about what Polyjet Technology is about. And now this is the time for questions. So we are really happy to answer all the questions that you can have about this technology. So please feel free, and sorry for all the technical problems with the link and the sound and everything. So Leo, this is Leo. Leo,
Yeah.
hello, because he said hello before, but he was...
I'm still quite quiet. Sorry for that. Thanks also, Elena, for hosting this session now. And maybe a few words to the Polyjet Technology in addition. For those of you who were on the first days on Tuesday, this what the session now is about, another aspect of the Polyjet printing. So, of course, you can also ask the question concerning the Polyjet itself, but this time it's about linear to sustainable circular systems. So also introducing fabrics and so on to the Polyjet technology, how this is turning out, how this can play out, and so on. So please feel free to ask us. We're here.
I am posting in the chat 2 new links where you can see specific examples of the use of Polyjet on textile and for fashion design. So if you want to have a look, you can watch to these videos additionally.
You can also find them in the description below.
Yeah, that's right, in the description of the YouTube video. Yeah, actually, I would like to come back to one of the question that Legrand Tour posted before. The question was about the possibility of reuse of old garments to transform them in something new. Actually, this is the idea we have with this Polyjet technology in this hub. We think that the use of a garment which is either old-fashioned or you want to give the garment a second life, it is possible to use a garment which are already used with the Polyjet technology and 3D printing to give them a second life. No. There is a question, so I will read the question before, from Victor Carrasco. Can you melt down the filaments of your garments back to their original state? Please, Leo.
Here to clarify, the Polyjet technology is based on inkjet printing. So you can think of a 3D inkjet printer. So melting them down to a filament, you cannot do that. I mean, you can do melt it down the filaments, yes, but somehow, however, this will not serve the job for Polyjet printing. So other printing technologies are better suited for that, like FDM printing or FFF printing, as it is called sometimes. The reason is, as this is an inkjet printer, you need to fulfill some limitations. Like, think of a desktop printer you maybe have at home or in your office that is an inkjet printer you can buy in every shop, in every hardware shop, more or less. And here you have a certain kind of ink, cyan, magenta, yellow, black, whatsoever. And you press this through a nozzle, and there you have a viscosity window where the ink can pass. As long as you fulfill this limitation, you're free to go, basically. The difference to FDM printing and the filament you're asking for is that you have a polymer filament, as you already suggest, and this you can feed into a through a hot end in a nozzle, or different kind of nozzle, and through an extruder. So different technology. I hope this answers your question.
Yeah, one additional thing is that actually FDM technology is also available in the hub.
Exactly. So in the hub, we have not just in this hub, but general in the whole technology map, so to say. We have also FDM available at certain partners, and they're ready to use more or less. So they're free to use in the framework of the projects. However, this session is on Polyjet technology, and here also a difference. Maybe you're wondering, why do I need to use Polyjet over filament fabrication? So this is what are the differences there. And just I want to give a really short difference. And this is, as said already before, the technological and material deposition. But one benefit and the major advantage of Polyjet is that you can print several materials at once, up to 6 individual materials. Think of it. So like an inkjet printer, you have cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. So you can print more or less true colors. Every available colors you can mix with the 4 bases, but you have 2 additional materials. So what you can do there, think of grading between stiff and flexible materials, so that you have a gradient between, let's say, hard, rigid materials and the real flexible stuff provided on your fabric. Yeah. And yes, it's the Polyjet technology by Stratasys.
Yeah. And the question from Petra Meyer. We are part of, Profactor is part of the 3 different hubs, actually. So in this hub, Valencia, we are part of Hub Valencia, but we are located in Linz, actually in a city close to Linz, Steyr. So yes, if you are going to work with the Polyjet technology, we are going to be your main contact in Austria, Linz. And Leo already answered the question from Michael. Is the Polyjet technology from Stratasys, which is also on board.
Yes, so Stratasys is part of the project team and can also help here in realizing your project idea. And just some insight thing. Thanks, Victor. Now I don't know where I was. No, just kidding. Some internal or some insight consideration here is we have 3 partners inside the whole project work frame that can use or have access to Polyjet technology. And depending on the project, we split here the task, so to say, or one partner will be majorly responsible for that. For example, if you want to have a real true color experience and want to play out with a lot of colors, obviously the partner of choice would be Stratasys itself. If you want to dig more into, let's say, material possibilities, smart features like, for example, illumination parts or whatsoever, you obviously will be guided to us. If it's going in the direction of, let's say, other additive techniques, then Haratech is the partner of choice. So this just to give you a little bit of insight.
So we have a new question from Michael. Are there other 3D printing technologies apart from Polyjet in which it is possible to obtain a gradient from flexible to rigid? Actually, you already mentioned the technologies that are in-house, but the possibility of mixing different materials is something
to answer the question. No, there is only Polyjet. Think of it once more as with inkjet printing. You transfer here a picture that from your screen, from your PC, that is pixel based to an analog picture. So what you print is actually pixels. When you want to grade here between the colors, it's on the pixel level, and the same can be said on Polyjet printing. It's on the volume pixel, how we call it, or a really nice name, voxel. Don't know who came up with this name, but it's the name. It's voxel-based printing, so this means each voxel, so a volume pixel, you can tune the hardness, so can tune a gradient between flexible and rigid. Other printing technologies like FDM printing, you don't have at maximum two materials at hand. And since this is a filament, you cannot go down with the resolution to that part where you can tune between the gradients. And even if you ignored it and want to have it here, I don't care for a volume pixel, I want to have it in a big part, you cannot mix them because the filaments themselves has a certain volume, so you cannot mix them freely. And quite often you cannot mix at all. I hope this answers your question, Mika.
Yeah, actually, if you want to have a feeling of the flexibility of the material, you can have a look to the last video that we post in the description of the YouTube video. There is really a nice video of a polyjet material printed on a textile. So there is another question.
Voxel size in Polyjet. Let me think of it. At least this depends on the droplet size, and here we are in the range when you mix it, let's say 20 to 50 microns.
So maybe you can mention the software we are working with.
The voxel software, or there are several voxel software or voxel-based software is a thing, of course, and we can offer via Stratasys here kind of a cooperation here. We personally at house, we don't have a voxel-based software. However, we still can grade between the materials, and we use a different kind of slicer, the Stratasys own slicing software, where you can assign prior to that, assign the material and the material mixture. So what we can offer in-house and what's standard is that you can grade between the materials at least 5 different gradings you can get with standard. Voxel is better suited for Stratasys. I would ask you to ask that question again to the help desk, so that Naomi from Stratasys can answer your question in a more appropriate way. Also, for those of you who were watching yesterday's session on Polyjet, here we showed also a video on introducing electrical features like LEDs and so on, and integrate them with Polyjet technology. Maybe here's some comments on that again. In the Re-FREAM work frame, we have access and we try out and we play out with different kind of materials that are not standard by Stratasys. So this is here the interesting playground, and why you not just go directly, for example, to Stratasys. So we are open in the materials as long as they fulfill this viscosity limitation from an ink in general. Also, one question was asked yesterday that would fit also to this session about sustainability in the Polyjet quite in general, or how Polyjet, since you cast polymers, this is not really sustainable, one can say, how this is now affected. And answer to that is that sustainability is, you cannot answer it in an easy way. So there are several aspects. One aspect is when you think of additive manufacturing, you place your polymer only when needed, so on demand. You generate no or a minor amount of waste. You place, as said, the polymer where you want to have it, and in a limited way, of course. The second thing is quite of this additive character. Additive manufacturing takes place in, let's say, small enterprises, small companies, or medium-sized companies, and this is a local business. So what you generate here are short transport length, quite in general, highly individualized products in the end, or objects, quite in general, or
on
models
demand.
on demand.
Mm-hmm.
So the transportation aspect you can not neglect because you need the material as well. But for the final object, this is rather low, because you just need the printer and the material.
No molds, no waste. Mm-hmm.
And of course, when you think of, let's say, large amount of products, you often need storage in printing or in this additive manufacturing in general. You don't need that. So you don't need storage places. That has also an impact on sustainability, on life cycle assessment aspects, and such things. We have still 3 minutes left, so feel free to ask.
Yeah, I would say that we are looking forward to discuss with you your ideas, and
Definitely.
yeah, to share the scientist and the design's point of view, designer point of view. It could be really, really a nice mixture. So please apply.
Of course, after this webinar sessions, you are always welcome to ask us. Just write to the help desk. You find the email in the description and here on the slide. Ask your questions. It will be forwarded to us or to the other respective experts, and we are happy to ask your questions also later on. Until then, as already Elena said, we are looking forward to your nice and great applications. As said, please apply. There is always a way to produce things. There's always a way to fabricate things. We're really curious about new design possibilities, new art aspects, and so on. Here also maybe a little bit of insight. We are scientists, we are technicians, we are this sounds maybe already wrong in my head. We are quite limited in the few things regarding what is possible. We have our vision that's going into often a process, a product, or whatsoever, but this out-of-the-box thinking is not often the case. So here we are really curious in some out-of-the-box ideas, some novel aspects, how we can play with the available material, available process, available technologies that bring the both of us forward.
Okay, I think we should start closing today's webinar. Thank you everyone for joining us today. Again, oh, sorry. Yeah, we have a question. Petra Meyer, what about the involvement of young people of urban areas? Who is working on that part? So, you mean the involvement of people apart from the artists and the scientists on the project? Can you be more specific about the question, Petra? You are asking if other people apart from the designer or artist and the scientist who are signing the contract are participating in the project? Yeah, because yeah, yeah, actually, this is something that should be part of the designer or artist, the artist's idea. If your idea is related to revival of urban areas, this should be included in your project. But there is no direct participation of the other people apart from the artist.
Maybe we do not get the question in the right way. The thing is, the whole structure and the whole hub structure we've chosen for, so we have Berlin, Linz, and Valencia. The whole idea is to attract young people, attract artists in these areas at first, but not limited to that, to revive the urban areas. So this is one of the core aspects of the whole project, of the Re-FREAM project. And we try to do this with this cause to find interesting applicants and so on. I hope I get that question of yours right and my answer fulfills that. Otherwise, you can also ask the help desk in this generic question. But as said, one of the key aspects is, and the structure is.
When you say
what you mean by young people? So young people is a very broad.
History about how to involve more young people. I would say that the applicant is completely free about the idea he or she wants to develop. If in your idea you are thinking about how to come close together to young people in certain urban areas, this is really could be a nice idea. But at the end, we, the technicians and scientists, are working directly with the artist. And if in your idea you are involving more people, this is something that
I mean, there will be some not just workshops, but for example, in Berlin, they want to have hackathons and so on or public events to attract people, open public events to attract people that they can apply and play in Re-FREAM. So from this side. But in principle, whoever wants to apply can apply.
Yeah, sorry, Petra, if we didn't get completely the question. Yes, as Leo said, please write us in the help desk and we will elaborate our answer and try to help you as much as we can. Okay, so we are already actually 4 minutes late, ahead of time. So
academic 15 minutes are not there, so
so thank you very much for joining the webinar. Once again, we are looking forward to receive your applications. Thanks to all the participants today, Patricia, iTex, Care application, and I hope we could solve your doubts and everything is a little bit more clear now. Thank you so much.
Thank you, folks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.